Well, hello, folks, and welcome to this week's show. My name's Jack Lank with the United Regional Chamber of Commerce, and we try to bring you some interesting guests, some educational programming, and just to let you know what's going on around the area. On today's show, I'll be talking with the Director of Adult Family Care Services, Rebecca Barry, and Family Support Outreach Coordinator, Kathy Novotney, from the ARC of Bristol County. If you're not familiar with the ARC, for more than 60 years, the ARC of Bristol County has carried out the mission and vision of helping people with intellectual and developmental disabilities, as well as their parents and their siblings too. With 7 service locations, they provide a myriad of critical support to more than 2,500 individuals in Southeast Mass and Northern Rhode Island. Ladies, welcome to the show. There we go.
Thank you. Good afternoon. I'm Kathy Novotney, and I'm happy to be here today. How are you?
I'm doing great. Tell us a little about yourself, Kathy.
I am a family support outreach coordinator. I started at the ARC early in April this year, and so I feel like I've got a good understanding of things, and I'm excited to be here. I work primarily with the respite program, but I do a variety of things for family support as well as all of the ARC.
And Rebecca, how about you? Tell us a little bit about you. Oh, you're on mute.
Okay.
There you go.
I have been with the ARC actually for 15 years now, and I'm the director of the Adult Family Care Program currently. I have had a variety of positions over those 15 years, and I'm really excited to be here today to talk to you about our Adult Family Care Program.
Well, awesome. You know, I understand the ARC has a respite program and adult family care program. Tell us a little bit more about these programs, the similarities and the differences between the two.
Absolutely. So the respite program is an option that we provide to a primary caregiver, so someone that is taking care of an individual with a disability. And so they're the person that is primarily with that individual and taking care of them most of the time. This is an option to give them time away and give them time for appointments, maybe a vacation, but it also gives the individual that is being taken care of an opportunity to go do some things that they enjoy to do. This program is funded by the Massachusetts Department of Developmental Services. This is often referred to as DDS. So if we say that throughout the day, I apologize. I'm going to try my best to remember, but it is the Massachusetts Department of Developmental Services. And that program is funded, respite is funded through that program. So respite is often short term. This ranges usually from a couple hours. It could go to a weekend. It could often go to a week or a little bit longer as well, just depending upon the need. And this program is funded in the Taunton-Attleboro area, greater Taunton-Attleboro area.
And tell us, who can become a caregiver?
I also want to tell you a little bit about the AFC program as well.
Okay.
So AFC is adult family care. So it's very similar to the respite program in that the person lives with a paid caregiver who provides their support. But this program is actually funded by Massachusetts, Mass Health actually. So adult family care is used interchangeably with adult foster care. So we say AFC around here. So if we use those acronyms, we do apologize. We're so used to saying them that we sometimes forget. So adult family care is the same as adult foster care. It's funded by Mass Health, and it offers Massachusetts residents the opportunity to live at a home safely with a qualified caregiver who provides support. So that might be due to chronic illness or aging or a disability.
All right, so tell us, who can become a caregiver?
Absolutely. So for both of those programs, anyone can really become a caregiver. Where oftentimes we think of somebody that has a lot of time. So people think, oh, someone who is retired, who's older. That is an option, absolutely. But it could be anyone. So you could be a younger individual that's going to college, that is studying at home, that could be taking classes online. Maybe you work from home. You could be married, you could be single. The biggest qualifier is that you are able to pass a comprehensive background check and a home safety assessment. So what we mean by that is that we want to make sure that whoever is taking care of the individual is, one, responsible, safe, and makes good choices, and is responsible. So you're responsible in that home to make sure that the home is safe. We don't go through to see if it's organized, that type of thing. We're just wanting to make sure the home is safe. and that you have an additional room in your home that is furnished, that that person that is coming to stay with you can live. So they're not, sleeping on a couch. We want them to have a space that is theirs. And that you can, as the caregiver, provide basic self-help needs, help that person manage medication daily, transportation to any appointments that they have. They may also attend a day program or other activities within the community. We all have activities and things we like to do, and so do these individuals, and we want to make sure that their needs are upfront. So the last thing that we require with this program as a caregiver is that you complete some simple paperwork. You're documenting your transportation, any activities that you do with the individual, any care that's provided, and if there's any, crazy, not really crazy, but any exciting or outstanding events that occur.
And for adult family care, you actually could be a family member and be the caregiver. So you could be receiving a stipend for the care that you're already providing to a loved one. So you might have a mom who has some ADL needs, or you might have a son or daughter who has some ADL needs. And the list of family members continue. You just cannot be the legally responsible person. So you can't be the spouse and you can't be the legal guardian, but you can receive the stipend as a family member. So if that's your circumstances and you're already providing that care, we encourage you to call. A lot of times people say to me, well, I don't really want to take money for providing care to my son or daughter. That's what I want to do anyways. But I would encourage you to look into this program because there might be some needs that you have, whether that's transportation or recreational or medical expenses, that you're not able to meet those needs. And this program might allow you to do that.
Well, you mentioned just a second ago, there's some paperwork that would be required of the caregivers. Talk to us a little bit about what paperwork are we talking about?
Right. So usually it's just a documentation log, so an activity log for respite, and it would just show what you've done that day. What activities did you do? Did you go somewhere? What appointments did you attend? Those types of things with that individual. That's really what we're focusing on there. And then transportation, any places that you went, things like that would be also documented as well. And that's through respite. AFC does require just, I think, a bit more, but Rebecca, can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, there is some paperwork, but it's very repetitive. So once we teach the caregiver how to do that paperwork, in the beginning, a lot of times people say, wow, this is a lot of paperwork. It's really overwhelming. But once you get used to that daily care, so adult family care, AFC, it's based on an ADL need. So the person has to need help, whether it's cueing and supervision or hands-on physical assistance with an activity of daily living. So that's bathing, dressing, toileting, ambulation, transferring, and eating. And there's also behavioral concerns that are taken into consideration as well. So they have to have that ADL need in order to qualify for this program. And so the paperwork that corresponds with that is a daily caregiver log of the type of assistance that that person needs. So again, it could be just supervision and cueing, where you're, helping the person maybe eat slowly so that they don't choke, to chew their food, take one bite at a time, that sort of thing.
Well, we all know somebody or some families that do have folks with special needs and special disabilities. And, that's an awful heavy burden sometimes on some folks. But one of the other services, or one of the many services that you folks provide, is support for those caregivers. Tell us a little bit about that.
Absolutely. We definitely take pride in our programs and that we are more than just a 9-to-5 agency. We're available when our families need assistance. So we have a 24/7 on-call system that we rotate between a variety of employees. And we just want to be there for our families when they're going through some difficult times. We provide training. We provide a multidisciplinary team approach where we have a nurse and a case manager, and myself as the director, that come together and talk about how, what kinds of resources are available for the family. Kathy's really good at information and referral. So in the family support team, they're aware of a variety of resources that we can offer to the families.
Now, I know that the main office is here in Attleboro, but there are other offices around the area. Where are they located?
Thanks, Jack. So for the adult family care program, we provide services throughout Bristol County. So we do have offices in Attleboro, New Bedford, and Fall River, and that's where our staff are. to do their paperwork. But of course, when they're not in the office, they're out at the families' homes visiting them, and that can be all throughout Bristol County.
And you also do cover little parts of Northern Rhode Island, correct?
We do. So for adult family care, it is specific to Massachusetts because it's a Mass Health funded program, but we do have services in Rhode Island, and our office in Rhode Island is called ProAbility.
Okay. Well, if you could have a wish list of the programs that, what do you need? Tell us.
Kathy, you want to take that one?
Yeah, absolutely. So we are in need of caregivers and providers that are willing to really open up their home and to open up their lives to individuals that that are in need of care. So, but we're hoping that, you know, people that we do find to want to be caregivers want to allow that person to provide the things they want to do as well. So when we think about, you know, some of our past caregivers, we think about an individual who was being taken care of, and he did not like to go camping, but a family who loved to go camping. So when they went camping, they wanted him to be able to have a place that he enjoyed going, and he was able to do activities that he liked. So the respite program worked really well for a situation like that, because the caregiver became a part, or the caregiver was able to allow him to do things that he wanted to do, and gave him some time to, you know, find out those activities and do them on his own. And so as a caregiver, the person becomes a part of your household, and we'll ask what they want to do. So you're going to ask the person what they want to do and be able to make decisions as a part of the household. So again, we think about the holidays coming up. You want that person to be involved. So you ask that individual, do you celebrate Christmas? How do you celebrate the holidays? What are traditions that your family did that you would like to do here, or things that you enjoy doing? What other things do you do during the holidays? Is there something you like doing during the winter? You know, so we think about all of those activities and try to really incorporate the person's rights, their needs, their likes and dislikes, and all of that included.
So when I also think about a wish list, I think Kathy and I would both love to have a large sample of respite providers that we could call upon in variety of situations. So, you know, every family is different. And so we want to make sure we can meet the needs of our participants, and what's going to be a match for one person isn't necessarily going to be a match for another. So, you know, our respite providers provide sometimes just one overnight opportunity for someone. Sometimes it's a week, sometimes it's a little bit longer, but we always, you know, provide our respite providers with the information regarding the situation at hand. So families might need respite for their loved one because they had a medical emergency. They might need respite for their loved one. Like Kathy said, they're going camping and the person that they care for doesn't want to go camping with them, or a different variety of activities. Maybe they're going to a wedding and that's not something the participant would enjoy doing. So they're going to go maybe to your house for respite and do something that they like to do during that time.
Well, for instance, if I was interested in becoming a caregiver, how do you apply?
So the big thing that we would like you to do is actually to call me. My phone number is 508-226-1445, extension 3191. Again, 508-226-1445, extension 3191. And I would like to discuss with you your availability, your needs. What are you thinking about in terms of providing care for someone? What is your schedule like? Everyone has a different schedule. We know everybody has different needs. We want to make sure that the match is a good match between either a respite provider or a caregiver that's a long-term caregiver as well. So I can help direct you in that regard.
And Kathy's also really good at helping us screen for the adult family care program. So if you have a loved one that you're interested in maybe applying for the AFC program, just give Kathy a call and she'll take more information. She'll do a referral form for me. And then one of our AFC team members will be in touch to talk about the program further. But Kathy is definitely our first point of contact. As I said, she provides information and referral. So if you have a need that's not being met, if you have a loved one with a disability that you need some support for, if you have an aging parent or a parent with some medical needs, a variety of different situations, please give Kathy a call and she'll certainly help you.
Well, Kathy seems to be our point person right at the moment, and hopefully a lot of our listeners today, or viewers, will pick up the phone, give you a call, find out some more information, and possibly volunteer to jump on a couple of these programs. Coming to a close of the session today, we have anything last minute you'd like to say?
I would like to just follow up with the fact that, so we're respite, we don't cover all of Bristol County, unfortunately. We do just cover the greater Taunton, Attleboro area. So those communities include Attleboro, Berkeley, Dighton, Lakeville, Mansfield, Middleborough, North Attleboro, Norton, Raynham, Rehoboth, Seekonk, and Taunton. So again, if you're in those areas, that's where we would really focus on for respite. However, AFC does cover the full the full Bristol County area.
Absolutely. And I think the only other thing I wanted to mention is just as a caregiver, you're not responsible to provide 24-hour care. So if you have like errands and things you need to do during the day, a lot of times the people that we support, they might attend a day program or an adult day health program. So usually they're going to some type of program during the day. So again, every circumstance is different, but we'd be very interested in talking with you and your availability and how we can support you to support the ARC.
Well, I've been very familiar with the ARC for a long time because fortunately for me, I've been friends with Michael Andrade for a long, long time, and we've had many dinners and discussions together. It is such a great organization that helps service so many of our folks. As I said earlier, at least 2,500 individuals throughout our area. But one of the things, folks, that I've also found is if you have somebody that maybe is not in one of those areas, the ARC is a great place to give a call to, and they can refer you to the similar organizations in the area that you live in or that you coverage. They've been a tremendous resource to us here at the United Regional Chamber. And ladies, thank you very much for coming on the show today, spending a little bit of time with us. Dave Angel from AACS has been kind enough to put your names and email addresses and phone numbers up there. We always like to give a shout out to Dave. He's our producer. He puts up with me to put these shows on every week, and we bring on some fantastic folks like you two ladies.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having us.
Thank you
very much. Folks, we're probably going to cut it off right now. So thank you for joining us again today. And we wish everybody a happy holiday. Everybody stay safe, and we'll see you next week.